Hi guys, welcome back to this week's episode. A little bit of a build episode again. We've been looking now for a very long time for an awning for the truck. Obviously there are like heaps of different awnings on the market. You got your 260 or 270 degrees awning for the four-wheel drive and all these the normal caravan awnings with the poles and all that kind of stuff, which doesn't work for in our scenario here with the truck, because the truck is so high up. We need something electric what comes out of a push of a button, so with no legs, it has to be freestanding. So, and that is where we come to the Carefree Altitude. That is what that awning is called. So it's a 12-volt electric awning. It comes with an inbuilt LED light. That one in particular is 15 feet long, and I don't know what it is in centimeters, like probably 4 meter and 60. And we got that awning from Coast to Coast RV. They're up here in Camberfield in Victoria, and that is pretty much your one-stop shop for when it comes to caravanning, camping and all these kind of things. So as soon as you do like a build we do, then go there and check them out in the on their website. They have the whole product catalog there, and they have all the awnings. They have pretty much everything you need to do a build like what we did. So it is legit a one-stop shop. They have the locks for the doors, they have everything. Toilets, and obviously the awning, and also we're gonna have the MaxxFan, which we already installed. These fans here are pretty much they are the top of the range fans on the market. I just wanted to, because we installed that awning yesterday, and I just wanted to quick give you a how-to step-by-step rundown how we did it, because yesterday the weather was crazy and wind and rain and sun, we had everything. So today is a little bit better. It's still quite windy, but yeah, I just wanted to run you through the process because it is very, very, very easy. First, you're gonna get the awning in 2 packages. One cardboard box has the arms in it. You got 2 arms, and one long roll has obviously the awning with the roller in it. So the first thing we did is like just lift the camera up high, is we installed one of these sailing rails up here. So normal caravans probably have them already, but we obviously didn't. So we bought these, the black sailing rails, I think they're called, from Bunnings, and I think they're like $30 for 3 meters. We glued them and screwed them into the aluminium extrusion we have on here, where already the solar is mounted to. So that is pretty much the first step you do. And then in the manual it says you're supposed to stick the awning, everything together, and then mount it to the wall, which I didn't do because we're so high up and it is such a long awning. The way we did it, we mounted that arm here first. We measured the height, like where it has to sit, or where I wanted the roll for the awning to sit. So, and that is in front of that aluminium piece here. So, and then we just pre-drilled these 2 holes, 1, 2. When you close that up, you have 2 holes down here. One is here and one is over there. And then you just screw that in. Make sure it's straight. In a caravan, they always said use a level, don't use a level. Make sure you square it off your caravan, or like your bottom of your caravan. Don't use a level, otherwise it's going to be not straight. So obviously we have a straight box, so it's very easy for us. So the next step is you grab your roll with the awning on it, and then you slide the whole awning into that rail here. So it goes all the way from there. We had the car over there, and Aunt was standing on the roof. So, and we slid the whole awning in, and then put it on the roof for now, so to leave it on the side. Next step is when the arm is closed, you slide one side into the arm, and then that gives you pretty much your measurement for the other one. So what we did then is just slid on the other arm onto the roller of the awning, and then set it the same height, screwed it in, done. Clips in it, obviously they have here, I can show it with my ruler. They have here in front 2 clips where they clips in, so that the awning is attached to the arm, So you have to do that either side. They're just pins that inside the end of it. They obviously need to be secured somehow. And that apparently happens with these things here. But I don't know if that's correct like that. I mean, it's not coming out again. It's definitely sort of kind of worked. And that's it. That is all it is, pretty much, to install the hardware of the awning. And also what is really cool on that awning is they come with an integrated LED light. That is the wire for it. Plus, they also come with another wire in here. Let me get that out. But there we go. There's like a normal plug, and it is also wired to the roof then later, so you can have either side, on both sides. You can add later on, you can add another light to it and have an LED strip on the side or something. Oh, I wanted to get some LED lights to put here on the side, that when we are outside camping, some amber LED lights either side, so you can put them on, and then we have light and no bugs. And like you see, it is pretty windy right now, and these are made to like feather a little bit, these arms, so it's like when you push them in, you can. Yeah, it doesn't hurt the awning at all. You can get anti-flap kits for these and all these kind of stuff, but for us again it doesn't work because we cannot reach the awning as soon as it is out and that truck is not under us. So that is why we're gonna have, like in high wind conditions and all these kind of stuff, we're always gonna roll it in, or during the night and all this kind of stuff, we're definitely gonna roll it in because we do not want any expensive surprises. The way how we do it at the moment, like if you have one of the Milwaukee 12-volt batteries, make sure you have a 12-volt battery. Don't use the 18-volt because you're going to cook the motor. So I marked mine always like black and red for positive and negative. So, and the way these motors work is just reverse polarity. So that means I put red into black and black into red, and then we'll go in. There you go, and a normal battery, I done it now 10 times already with that battery, so they don't really use any power or nothing. I'll keep it holding in. The awning is 3.6 meters high from the ground. So it is definitely a fair bit. But yeah, that's how it looks like when it's packed away. Obviously all these cables will still go hooked up to the back or to the top of the roof. It comes from the roof. Ta-da! So now we sort of have all the wiring done. Not sort of, we have all the wiring done. It is super easy to wire up. It comes with a whole wiring diagram. So what I wanted is, I wanted to have the Bluetooth adapter so I can control the awning with my phone. So, and that is the Bluetooth controller. It looks scary because there's like a lot of cables coming out of it, but it's, in theory, it's very simple. So it also controls the light in the awning and obviously the in and out of the awning as well. So the awning comes, like, you need to get one of these switches as well, because that one, the Bluetooth adapter wires into the switch. So, and then you can control the awning over the switch or over the app. So obviously we did that little bit temporary right now because there's going to be a wall here later on which encloses all the electrical system. So that's why there's a longer cable on that. So we're going to have that later on the outside wall of the cover here. For now, I just using the switch. I don't really use the switch. I mainly leave it on constantly and do the rest over my phone. So, and I'm going to show you that on the outside of the truck. The main thing I wanted to have the Bluetooth control for the awning is not when it is sunny or it's beautiful weather. I wanted to have that ability when it is raining, because as soon as it is bad weather, when you go camping, that is when you're in trouble, sort of. So that is why I kind of wanted to stop at camp, and it's pissing down. We had that actually 2 days ago. It was bucketing down, and then I was just sitting in the truck. The only thing I did is I opened the app, Carefree. So, and then you just connect to the awning, yeah, and then you press one button and the awning comes out. It was raining, it was night, yeah, so you couldn't see anything outside, and I took the awning out, turned on the light straight away. So, and we could go inside the truck. So we left the cab of the truck and we could set up the ladder and open the door and everything while we were still inside the cab. So that is what I wanted. So it's a very simple app, very easy to control, and you can even like adjust it a little bit back and forth the way you want the light or whatever, and then you can turn the light on from here, all these things. Same again, you're at night or like you go to bed, you don't want to leave that out overnight, you know, because maybe wind comes up or whatever comes up, you press retract and it all goes back in. So for a truck like ours, I think that one is by far the best awning on the market, because I cannot reach that awning. You know, I'm 6'1" high and I just cannot reach anything of it. So that's why we need something which comes out electrically and it is solid as too. So that is why we chose that awning, and lucky Coast to Coast sent us one of these. It fits the truck perfectly and it looks cool. So, and it just works. It just works. That is why I want it.
And now we will show you the fan step by step.
So we partnered up with Coast to Coast RV, and they send us a MaxxFan Deluxe and the Carefree awning. These fans here are the top of the range fans on the market. We have these little ones here in the truck right now. The only reason I have these ones is because they're the only ones who fit between the solar panels. I always wanted to have a MaxxFan, but the problem with that was it is wider, so it wouldn't fit in here. But now we actually made room over here. So as you see now, we have a patch there where we moved that solar panel over there. But now we have room to accommodate for that fan. Instruction screws, and that's the remote. They come actually with a remote. So that is the MaxxFan. As you can see, that is the frame what gets mounted on the top here. Show you in a sec. And then it comes also with a frame what comes from the ceiling, from the bottom on, later on from the inside. And also they can run when it is raining. So that is the cool thing on these. So when they open up, they create like a hood on top of the fan, and they suck air from the bottom on. With these ones we have big problem. As soon as it is raining, we can't use them. So there's water going in. All right, let's go into the installation of these. That aside for now. You have to make a cutout which is 360 by 360 millimeters big for that fan. A lot of aircons use that measurement as well, so I just brought that template so we can pretty much trace around it. You also can just measure it, you know, it works as well. We obviously have the fiberglass panels, so we can cut them with any wood tools pretty much. I do recommend a track saw for when you cut these panels with a vacuum on it, because it is quite nasty, this stuff. So it is like you don't want that on your skin, it gets itchy. Alrighty. So the rest bit I gotta do with the multi-tool now. easier way to do these panels is with the jigsaw, but I forgot my jigsaw at work, so that will do it as well. I love cutting holes into my house.
Again.
We got our hole. Let's hope that fits. It doesn't, because it's the wrong way around. It goes that way. Ta-da! So now you just make sure your frame is sort of straight, like the way you wanted it. I always like to mark them. It's on the roof, no one is ever going to see it. In theory, you don't really have to pre-drill these because it's fiberglass. You can screw straight into these, but it makes your life a little bit easier. If you install these in a metal roof, like in your car or like in your van or whatever, you have to pre-drill them. Otherwise, these screws will not go in. And I think that is a 2.5mm drill bit I'm using at the moment because I'm drilling into fiberglass. So, and then your MaxxFan comes with 3 different kind of screws, 4 of these shorter, thicker ones, and then it has 4 of the ones with the wide head. These are going to be later for inside. Where's the 4th? Here it is. So, and these ones are made to go through these. You see the 4 metal clips here. You always have to make sure that these are on the sides of the MaxxFan, so that you're not putting the frame in like that. Otherwise, you're gonna mount your MaxxFan sideways. So they always go that way, and these ones go later through the MaxxFan and through into these ones here. So that is what secures the fan down. And then it comes with these ones here. So these are the screws, they go all the way around to hold the fan down. So what I do usually when I start installing these, I drill the 4 corner holes to secure the fan or the frame of the fan in place, and then you can drill all your other holes. That is important because you need to clean the surface later on, so you pre-drill every single hole before you do that. What are we doing now? Now, I need... So what you do is grab your acetone. If you don't have acetone, you don't have to buy it. Your girlfriend, wife, or whatever has nail polish remover, same thing. Just pinch a little bit of that, put it on a rag, and then you rub that. So we're gonna glue that frame here with Sikaflex, and Sikaflex is an absolute nightmare to clean. So that's why we're gonna put some tape. Just make sure you leave like 1 mil, 2 mil to away from the frame. Take that frame off again. So now you want to have a nice, really nice big bead of Sikaflex all the way around, and make sure you hit always the holes as well. My master back in Germany always said, like, if there's no glue coming out, there's no glue on it. So make sure it's big enough, so you have, even you can run 2 beads as well, so make sure it's big enough so the glue spreads all the way to the outside. Yeah, that is very important. That's it. So now grab your frame. So now you can see there's glue coming out all over the place. That is exactly what we're looking for. And definitely go through the effort and put tape down, because yeah, it is a nightmare to clean up. So now you can see your screw is pretty much straight away glued in, and that glue is coming out like that. So that's exactly what you're looking for. So when you're at that stage, grab your MaxxFan and then you open that up. That is the hand crank here. So you open the fan up and you see these two holes here. You got the same ones on the other side. These are the ones where I said before, you know, these 4 screws go in. So now, make sure your cable is going to go to the inside. And you fit that in like that. So, you click that in. Just make sure when the fan is open that you don't put too much pressure on that. That's not what you want to do. So now, like I said, you kind of have to put that screw a little bit on an angle until you hit that half moon, so the tip goes in it, and then you go straight with the screw, and that is it. That's all it needs. Same for the front, and that's it for the outside pretty much. So the next step is to go inside and do the inside frame and do the cable, like the power supply for it, and that's it. I see you inside the truck. So we're now in the truck. Now I just have to run the cable through the fan. So what we're going to do, I'm going to drill a hole as far as I can through here and then into here, so I can go in and out to that fan there. So then we just run a 4mm square cable, double cable back to the 12-volt distribution, and that is it. So, and then we put the frame in. So, and then we're done. Let's start with that. Thank you. So, and black is positive and white is negative. So, that is it. And now, just shove that cable back in there. And maybe, if we're unlucky, we gotta trim that here a little bit back, actually.
So you cut that down?
Yep. And now it should just fit in, and then that's it. Should have done a test run before we screw it in.
Yeah.
But I'm very confident that I did a good job here. Big shout out, thank you guys from coast to coast to hooking us up with the awning and the MaxxFan, and I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you have any more questions about the awning, or even if you have better ideas, because I couldn't find any better ideas to have an awning like that on the truck, let me know in the comments below or shoot us a message, and yeah, I'll see you next time.